All right. That's right.
Patrick.
It's basically baby having time, isn't it?
Almost.
We're.
Oh my gosh.
I'm crowning.
We basically decided if we can't grow this podcast organically,
We're gonna grow it organically.
well,
I'm gonna do it the old-fashioned way.
exactly. Yeah. I mean, this is how most churches get so big, right? You just the members
nepotism.
pump out. Wow.
Oh, that. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm a little disappointed in you. A little behind the scenes for everybody else, Patrick. Right before we start, there's a little chat that's just for the three of us, and on the back end, you said ready, and this is usually where we say yeah, let's go. But you said ready, and I said yuppers, and I was expecting you to type in. What did I tell you about yuppers?
I'm gonna be honest. I don't remember.
Oh, that's Jan when they're getting ready to go in for the deposition. He says
what did I tell you?
yuppers,
Yeah.
and she said, "What have I told you?"
What
about
did I tell you?
yuppers?" Do you understand? Yeah.
It's weird because I enjoyed I enjoyed that episode so much, but I totally didn't remember that at all. Hey, listen, if Doug was in this seat, he would have had your back. He would have had your back. Mackenzie, Becca, Jedi, Storm, Will,
Dennis.
hello.
Where's Dennis?
Anyone else? Hello. I didn't say Dennis.
I know. Is Dennis here though?
Who's Dennis?
So.
I don't know.
If your name is Dennis, reveal yourself.
Revelio.
Yeah. All right, I'm ready to go. I'm excited.
Harry Potter.
I'm excited. What is your category, Andrew?
Podcast / YouTube, which is why I'm talking about.
Oh, okay. That's fine.
Feel like
I
is this
told
cheating?
everybody what I was talking about last week. Remember?
I
Or
was
when
surprised you didn't mention this, but I guess it's going to be around the table anyway, so it's fine. The 2-week schedule, we're going to have to reconsider this because the 2-week schedule, there's too many things that are happening now. I'm re-engaging with society.
You want to do this right before Andrew has a baby?
I have free time. Yeah, if we
Podcast
could
more.
start
Tonight.
next week.
We are
Yeah.
starting this
As soon as
episode,
she's born, yeah.
we are doing two a week episodes again, like we did.
2 a
Yeah.
week. Yeah. Starting
You don't have anything
Thursday
else
would be
going
the
on.
next one.
Yeah.
Yeah, Thursday. I'll have something for the around the table.
That's true.
Nice invading
I was just thinking, we'll play Lion King for you. Patrick, we have to learn Circle of Life before next week.
Learn it.
No, I'm just kidding. Like, I know most
I
of the
can
words.
sing it, but I cannot guarantee it's unoffensive.
Oh, yeah. We're not
I
guaranteeing
can
accuracy.
guarantee that it likely will be offensive.
It likely will be offensive.
It's funny that you're saying that based on what I wrote as a script for the intro tonight, and you'll hear it in a second. It's funny.
Hooray. Jedi says he sliced his finger good today while cutting veggies.
no.
Congratulations.
Okay. Well, that's a good thing you didn't slice it.
Which
bad.
which veggie, Jedi? I
On a
think
scale of 1 to
avocado.
10.
Avocado is
gonna
definitely the
guess-
easiest, but that is not a vegetable.
Avocado. Well, calm down. I'm gonna guess avocado and sweet potato. Not for what he did, but I'm saying in terms of the things you cut in your kitchen that are most likely to injure you.
Oh,
Those are the two.
cucumbers are usually an easy one.
Yeah, that tells me your knife is dull and you need to sharpen it. A dull knife is more dangerous than a sharp knife. So
That's so
where
funny
we're
that you
at.
said that. I just watched a clip of Bad Friends podcast.
Okay.
Where somebody gives what's his name? It's Andrew is the redheaded guy, and the Asian guy is.
I don't watch this podcast.
Yeah, I don't know.
But
what
you
you're
know
talking
who
about.
you 100% know who this is. Chat, please tell me who I'm talking
You're
about.
talking about the comedian?
Yes, the two comedians.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm blanking on his name, but I can see his face.
Chat, looking for.
I don't
some
need
help
chat
here.
because I have Chat GPT.
I
So
don't need
Google
chat
search.
because I have chat.
yeah, I also have Chat.
Um,
Bobby Lee.
Bobby Lee, thank you.
Golly.
Thank you, Will. So he's opening a sword, and he's like, it was really dull. And then one of their producers says, a dull sword is more dangerous than a sharp sword. And then they go on this whole bit about how, like, samurais, when they come back and they're talking to their master, and he said, I've injured 5 people. He's like, what do you mean injured? Well, I was told, I read on a blog that I'm not doing the voice.
Yeah,
that's
it went a little
that's
Inigo
fair.
Montoya, which I really
I'm
think is
okay
great.
doing that. I'm okay doing a
to
caricature
die.
voice of another white person.
Sure.
But I'm not gonna dive into the other worlds. But he goes
Probably
he
won't
goes into
care.
this whole bit about how samurais
That's funny.
notoriously don't.
But
look
in
for
your
the duller
kitchen,
swords.
it's true. In your kitchen, it's true.
You think it's more more dangerous because you don't think it's dangerous?
No. Okay, it's just
Like that
control.
Adam- yeah.
It's like you go to cut something instead of cutting it like deflex off or something like that. It's just you
I
lose
see.
control when you do it.
So it's a little bit different than the whole like
You
the
could maybe
repetition.
argue there's a mental aspect, but I think it's literally about like knife control to Major Tom, and you're just setting yourself up for.
This is knife control to Major Tom.
Yeah, I shouldn't have done
Any
that. I
other
apologize,
song references
everybody.
before we start? And we can't do those because we'll get struck.
Poker face.
Thunderstruck.
Stop it. All right, I'm good. Because that's what you were waiting on, right?
I was waiting for you to be your.
My affirmation.
Mm-hmm.
I was waiting for you to say I was good, but that's fine. I'll take what I can get. Well, let's clap it in, folks. 3 and 2 and 1 and. You guys were right on. That's great.
Thank you.
Fabulous.
Welcome to episode 584 of the Pop Culture Roundtable, the podcast that's welcoming to all peoples, creeds, and worldviews. In this episode, we talk about Crocs, Alien Earth, and Taskmaster. I'm Andrew Sale.
I'm Lauren Rubin.
I'm Patrick Hill.
So get ready for an equal opportunities entertaining episode.
Unless you're Dutch. It just reminds me of the joke, right?
What?
No, I got you. Although
I'm
that
not
feels aggressive.
getting it.
But
Yeah.
I know what you were going
The
for
joke
there.
is there's two things. What it's like two things I can't stand.
Two things I
People
can't
who are intolerant of other people's culture and the Dutch.
And the touch.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. Which is also like there's two things that chat my ass. A snow cone about this high, and then I forget what the other thing is. Pretty sure that's Liam Neeson.
Liam Neeson from Top Gun, or from Naked Gun.
Which is appropriate timing since the trailer for the new Naked Gun just dropped today,
Yeah.
I think. Either today or yesterday.
People
Can I
were
tell
sending
you-
me stuff about it today.
There's something so satisfying about that movie coming out with Liam Neeson being the person, because my whole life I got the names like up until I was an adult, like my teenage and like adolescent and teenage years. Liam Neeson and Leslie Nielsen, those names were constantly being flipped around.
Oh,
and
sure.
I love to see that joke has played itself out in
This way.
Hollywood in a real way. Yeah. So
They
Did y'all both see the trailer of it, by the way?
I saw
No,
the
I just saw the
original
poster.
trailer.
Yeah.
I saw the original trailer. I didn't see
Okay.
one that dropped today.
Fine. Start the episode, and then we can talk about it.
Okay.
I'll just I will explain it.
Great. The
That's
best
fun.
jokes are the ones the best ones are told that way. We like to kick off every episode by going around the table, which is where we talk about things that are new, fun, and noteworthy about our weeks. Patrick, you are just itching to talk.
That's right. I'm going to beat for beat explain the new Naked Gun trailer.
Yes.
I'm not going to do that. It's fine.
The production company logo flashes on screen.
I'm excited for it.
it's
the
Seth
trailer
MacFarlane, right? I think
doing
it's Seth-
what? Oh,
think-
maybe.
I think it's his film. I think it's his film.
I don't know. I just know it's Pamela Anderson and Liam Neeson, and plus a couple other comedians or people that I really enjoy. There were a couple beats in the trailer that did feel very Naked Gun. There were some that were maybe missed, but I mean that's the whole thing with those films. They're just so jam-packed that something is going to catch you. So excited to see it. But we won't talk about it here. Just go watch the trailer. Just dropped today. Check it out, and then we'll do a shot for shot breakdown. Things I'm excited about: Lego. That's it. They have announced a whole set of One Piece products that you can pre-order, including the Going Merry pirate
cool.
ship and the Barati floating restaurant, and then some others as well. But excited for those sets. I'm not a One Piece person, other than I enjoy the live action One Piece. So
Yeah.
feel free to judge. I'm not as scared of you people as I am Star Wars people, so I don't mind saying that. But I am excited to have that ship sitting beside me when it finally releases.
I want to go on record
Cool,
right
yeah,
now, though,
very-
just to clarify. Seth MacFarlane has nothing to do with this film. So go ahead.
Okay.
That
Just felt like it.
That, but it's not him. So go ahead.
That makes sense. Another trailer that dropped a couple weeks ago, but actually comes out this week. No, I lied to you. It comes out next week. Is Trainwreck: Poop Cruise, and this is
What?
a documentary about an engine fire on a cruise ship that leaves 4,000 people stranded at sea. And as part of them being stranded at sea, the toilets end up not working, and they have to poop in little red like biohazard bags, and then get collected. But it's just watching life and the social contract break down on a boat in the middle of the ocean. Seems horrifying to be a part of, but fascinating to watch. And that'll be out next week on Netflix. So if you're looking for something to watch.
You can get a similar situation by going to Costco when they release Pokemon.
You know what?
Just a breakdown of humanity and just total chaos and destruction. Yeah.
I know there were some videos circulating, I think, last week with people just going crazy. I will say I went to Costco on Father's Day. Barely anybody there. Father's Day is a great day to shop because Mother's Day is you like go out somewhere. Father's Day is you go home and sit on a couch. And so all the out places,
And you force the fathers to grill. That's the
golf
Mother's
course.
Day is don't make me
slammed.
cook anything, and on Father's Day it's you better let me grill something. Those are the
Right.
two. Yeah.
But great day to go to Costco. Okay, so Lego One Piece, Trainwreck, the Poop Cruise, which is next week, so I need to talk about it now. And
That
then,
makes it sound like you're going on the poop cruise. Like poop
Yeah.
cruise is next week.
well, 4,000 people did go on the Poop Cruise. And then
Sounds
the
awful.
last thing that's very exciting that I think is going to transition really nicely into Andrew's around the table is I ended up with a Switch 2 very unexpectedly. I was not intending to get one at all. We were out of town. And we stopped at a Target. I did not even know that the Switch was dropping that day. Andrew was very aware it was dropping that day. Andrew had just given up the fact that he could own one, that was a possibility for him. But there was a Target nearby where we were staying. He popped in the Target. They said, we don't have any. Word on the street is the Best Buy has some. So it was like a half mile away. Popped over there. We both walked out with one. And
Wow.
it's I had the original Switch. I got rid of it like, I don't know, 3 months before COVID started, which was a massive mistake. What
bummer.
a good time
Yeah.
to have had a Switch. And I haven't had
No
one
Animal
since
Crossing
then.
for you.
No. I totally missed the that craze that happened. And I don't have any other gaming portable devices, etc., outside of a phone. But I do like a lot of the titles that are available. And I also can't pass up getting a console on launch day. I'm a sucker for that. And so far, it's been great. So I won't jump into any of the titles. I'm sure Andrew has more to say on the topic. But I have really enjoyed the console. Picked up a Pro Controller yesterday at Costco when nobody was there. But the one thing I'll call out is I've seen some reports online about the screen being super easy to scratch. So if you're looking for cases, covers, etc., D-Brand has a really cool set of accessories for it, including invisible cases. So it's like a wrap that makes your whole Switch look like it's see-through. And that's probably what my Switch is going to end up looking like. But that's it. So I'm going to throw it to Andrew. Andrew, you can pick it up
I saw
from here.
that.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about it. Dr. Mario, not the old one, but the Dr.
No, the
Mario
one
that was
that
on
you want.
mobile. Oh, I still miss that game. There is part of me that thinks I bet I could find assets, and
Just
I bet
make
I
your
could.
own.
I bet I could like build
Remake
a level
that
of it
game just
in
to
a
have
browser.
it. Yeah, that's
I
so
was gonna
funny.
say you work for a company that builds apps and
No
and then
other version
immediately
of
get a
Dr.
cease and
Mario
desist.
like even compares.
I might. Okay, I'm gonna stew on that
something to
separately.
ponder, something to
It's
ponder.
something to ponder. But
Yeah.
Andrew, I'm gonna toss it to you because I have a feeling you have more to say on the matter.
I have loved it. The Switch 2 definitely it feels a bit more premium than the previous iteration. Lauren, you don't have a Switch 2 yet, right?
No, I'm not planning on getting one anytime soon.
Okay.
Like, they seem really cool and everything. I probably will get one eventually, but there's no games out yet that like I have to have it, and it's quite expensive. So
Hey, they have
I'm
2
good.
games out.
Upwards of like
I do really
almost
like
3,
Donkey Kong
if
too,
you
but
round
yeah.
up.
And they're more expensive than any other console.
Yeah, like what's not appealing about that? What's funny is like there it obviously had a lot of backlash when the pricing and everything came out. Still managed to set records for selling out as a system. 3.5 million of them sold in the first week, which it took I think it took Xbox Series X or S or whatever like 3 months to get to those numbers or something.
Oh, that's awesome.
I watched a video today about how Nintendo sells nostalgia. They don't sell consoles, they don't sell games, they sell nostalgia. Anyway, yeah, Mario Kart World is a really, really nice enhancement from the old Mario Karts. If you enjoy Mario Kart, I think you will love Mario Kart World. The new features to it are fun. Patrick and I have played across the world with one another. So yeah, Mario Kart, great. I'm looking.
Did you play the Donkey Kong game or just that one so far?
Donkey Kong doesn't come out until July.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
So it launched with one system-specific game, and then it also launched with Cyberpunk 2077 or 2027 or whatever it is. 2077, not 2027. And what's the other one? Split, Fiction, and then the 2 new versions of the Zelda games. And if you have Nintendo Switch online, you get the upgrades for free. So like the new functions and the new features are actually pretty rad. I haven't played them yet, but Cooper was playing, and the pairings that it does with your phone is really, really nice. The app is
for
a really
Zelda
nice addition.
or
for Zelda, yeah, for both Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom.
So I have a friend of mine had Breath of the Wild. So I got that, and then my membership came with the upgrade. So I've installed the upgrade, but I don't know what any of the new features are. I was just assuming it was like texture
you're just playing
packs.
it for the first time.
No, it's not texture packs.
I played Breath of the Wild back when I had my first Switch.
Because he still had a DLC, and he still had a DLC that he downloaded.
I in part sold my first Switch because I got like a corrupt save file and lost a bunch of Breath of the Wild progress.
He rage quit.
I mean, I
Zelda.
do
the
understand.
entire platform. Yeah.
Kingdom Hearts 3 completely crashed my PlayStation to the point that it didn't work anymore. So I can feel your pain.
I will always be mad at Firewatch because I made it through that entire game. I got to the very last mission, and in the last mission, you have to pick up like a clipboard or something off the floor, and then you walk out of the tower, and then the credits roll, and it was bugged into the floor, and I couldn't pick it up. And I was like, I'm not playing this again.
That was the end of that.
The new functionality that it gives you, it's not new texture packs. It's an app. It works with your phone now, so you can look up. You can look at your coordinates on a map, and you can set waypoints on your phone, and you can see where you are. It's like using like Google Maps or whatever on your phone while you're playing. So you don't have to keep like tracking back and forth, like toggling back and forth. But then it also has like all sorts of menus. When I say menus, I mean recipes for the things that you can build in Tears of the Kingdom, and then the foods that you make. You can now see.
You can just select them instead of having to pick the same food every time. I truly think the cooking system sucks at this point.
It hasn't fully fixed all of the cooking system, but it has made it a lot easier to know.
Is this like an app I have to download?
Yeah, it's a partner app or a companion app.
That's cool though.
So it definitely adds some features to it.
Wait, I'm sorry. I think my internet cut out for a second. I have to download something for this or no?
Yeah, an app.
It's an
on
app.
your phone. Yeah.
Where?
The App Store?
Where
Where all the apps come from.
All of these only have like 6,000 stars, so
much.
these aren't going to be them. All right, I'll be looking it up.
Yes, I don't know. Yeah, just look it up. So that was cool. I'm excited about Donkey Kong because I like that style of game. The new Donkey Kong Bonanza looks a lot like Astrobot. In terms of gameplay and like the style and everything. And I loved Astrobot. Astrobot was incredible.
Yeah.
I also really want to pick up Split Fiction talked to a couple people when we were together who have played Split Fiction, and specifically one of them, Peter Del Tondo, talked. He just raved about Split Fiction.
Yeah.
So I think we actually may have also sold someone else on a Switch too while we were gone, while we were together. But was looking for some confirmation on that before we talked about it. But yes, it ended up being fun. Like we were able to set up and play Mario Kart as because between the two of us we had 4 controllers. So we were able to play Mario Kart as a bunch of friends at the house while we were there. So it was really neat.
Nice.
Continuing down that thread of Mario, for Father's Day, not only did I get this Papa Bear mug. It says Papa Bear right here.
Oh, very
Becca
cute.
has one that also says Papa Bear.
Aww.
It doesn't say Mama Bear.
What the? Why did it give it a thumbs down? What
I don't
was
know.
that?
Becca's also says Papa Bear, not Mama Bear.
Yeah, we can't. Yeah. We
Well, I
wanna
was
have
just curious.
matching-
They
we wanna
can
have
both
matching
be
mugs.
Papa
I'm
Bear.
just asking.
I'm just
They
kidding.
can
No,
both
hers
be.
says Mama Bear.
You did say hers says Papa.
They're matching mugs. So yeah, you got to get them to say the same thing. And then I also got
Okay.
this. I feel like Mackenzie's gonna be excited about this. So that's why I'm bringing it to show. I haven't even opened it yet. I just got it yesterday, but it's an
Your water
Owala bottle, and people love these things.
She is a huge
What's
fan of hers
special
and
about
carries it everywhere. If you open up, so pop open the lid real quick, and then but hold it to your mouth like you're drinking. Put the handle down, hold it to your mouth. No, but you put it in your mouth, and then the thing that pops up, it makes you look like you have a nose and you look like a koala.
Shut up! You're such an idiot. Like, where is he going with this?
Okay.
It's a new. It's a pour area, and then it has a sipper area. There's a straw attached to this, but apparently it makes
There's a built-in straw.
It's like the drinking experience is enhanced or something. But yeah, it's a
Okay.
murdered out. This is one of the 30-ounce ones. It's the new style bottle, and it's got the big boy handle on it, which is great.
I want to correct all of your misinformation real quick.
Okay.
To access the companion for Zelda, that is called Zelda Notes. It is available through the Switch mobile app. You cannot just search Breath of the Wild. You'll find a bunch of things that don't pertain. You have to download the Switch app on the App Store and then go to the Zelda Notes section.
What did I say? That's different than that.
You said just look up Breath of the Wild. That's not at all what
That's
you
what
do.
I would do.
It won't help you.
Well, that's what I would do.
You've been playing with the unofficial app this whole time.
I've not done it. Yeah, that makes sense. It's built into the Switch app. Great.
Yeah, sure, that made
sounds
sense now, huh?
good. If I
Mackenzie's
had thought about it,
What do you know?
I'm going to
true.
assume it's true. Number one, I'm going to use it all throughout tonight to justify whatever I say. And number two, I'm going to say that the
Just
bottle
leave it
makes you
there
look
the
like a
whole time.
koala.
the koala. So in addition to those things, I also got this from Cooper, which
Ooh,
is
cool.
the Lego Piranha Plant, which is in the same scale as the Mario Kart Mario, and I'm so dangerously close to having enough Lego points that I can get that blue shell. And when I went online to see how many points shy I was, found out that the blue shell is now sold out.
Oh, no.
So,
Can you ever get it?
well, I don't know if they're going to restock them or not. It's a Lego exclusive. If they don't, then I have to
Bummer.
buy one with physical money on like eBay or something.
eBay or
which
something, yeah.
is annoying. But this guy is cool. His head is articulated, his mouth opens
That's
up
really
and down,
cool.
and it can be posed in all sorts of different ways.
I
On
like
top of
the
that-
shape that they did the leaves. Like it's kind of a different way to do it. Yeah.
Yeah, and they're articulated, so you can have them move around
That's
however you
fun.
want them to. And then on the back, there's this little trigger, and out of the bottom pops gold coins.
Oh, cute.
But you can store, besides these fake gold coins, you could make this a little bank if you wanted to, because there's a slot in the back where you can stick the coins down inside there. So you could make
fun.
it a little piggy bank,
bank.
basically. So he
That's
looks really
cute.
good on the shelf next to the Mario. Happy to have him on there. Maybe one day we'll have the blue shell companion to complete the set, but that's all right. And then, no, I'm just going to save these to talk about next time. Because I don't think I'll have enough stuff to talk about next time. So I'm going to save
You might
that
be busy.
stuff. Yeah, that's going to be it for me right now. It's been a long couple weeks. happy to be sitting here in front of you guys. And
it's so nice to see you.
I'm just. I mean, we can count hours now until we have our baby girl, and so yeah, the world's about to change a little bit over here. Hopefully, I'll be able to get some more Nintendo Switch time while we're doing.
I'm going through Zelda notes
in the morning
right now.
Yeah,
checking it all out.
I'm gonna keep giving you updates throughout this episode.
Great.
As Patrick learns all about Breath of the Wild. All right, cool. Yeah, I've been to the movies a couple times in the last few weeks. First, I went to go see The Phoenician Scheme, the new Wes Anderson movie.
Yes.
You know that I wouldn't be waiting too long to go see a new Wes Anderson movie.
How Wes Anderson is it on a scale of 1 to 10?
10 being the least Wes Anderson.
Okay, then it's a 1 Wes Anderson. I think it is one of the most Wes Anderson movies that ever Wes Anderson. Like, and if you like Wes Anderson movies, you'll probably like this one. It feels like a lot like what he does best, kind of just executed with a new story. I really liked the additions that they had to the cast. Michael Cera is a really fun person, I think, to add to his troupe of actors that keep showing up in other movies. There's a scene between Bryan Cranston and Tom Hanks. It's one of the funniest things in any Wes Anderson movie. And I just kind of hope that they get to act together again because they clearly were just having a lot of fun. I really think this is a great movie. I think if you've seen the trailer, you kind of get the gist of it. It's this kind of eccentric billionaire guy keeps getting into plane crashes, so he wants to figure out which of his kids will take over his all of his businesses and money and homes and everything. And so he picks his one daughter who's thinking about becoming a nun, and it kind of goes from there. It's just a lot of fun. I got to see it in my local theater, which kind of because Wes Anderson's a Houston person and this is kind of a indie theater, they put it in the biggest, nicest theater, and it was surprisingly full for I went on a Sunday night because I had extra time, and I was oh perfect, the movie starts in 30 minutes, I can get there just in time, and just went there, and it was almost full, which is really awesome, and it was in the biggest theater that they have, which is really nice and ornate and everything, so just kind of a nice touch where it's oh yes, they're taking care of our little hometown guy.
I didn't realize he was from Houston.
Yeah, Rushmore and Royal Tenenbaums are both filmed in Houston.
Never seen either one of those movies.
They're very good, really good movies. I don't know if I would pick those for you as the first one you see, but Royal Tenenbaums is my personal favorite. But yeah, great movie. I love Phoenician Scheme. Highly recommend going to check that out while it's still in theaters. I really want to go see it again because this movie is full of little details in the background at all times, even more so than usual than most Wes Anderson movies. So I really want to watch it again just to kind of catch some of those little clues and stuff that are happening in the background. It was just a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. I also went to see The Materialist, which is the new movie with Chris Evans, Pedro Pascal, and Dakota Johnson.
A24,
yeah. I thought because it was A24, it was going to be kind of a different sort of movie, but it is a little more of a standard rom-com.
Horror film or something?
Yeah. Honestly, I just thought, I'm okay, it's A24. Is there really going to be a three-way?
Oh, that's what you went in for.
I was that I didn't feel like it was off the table because it was an A24 movie, which unfortunately that is not what happened, but it was a fun movie. It's not my favorite. I don't think it's gonna save rom-coms like people have been saying. It's not that funny and it's not that romantic either.
Well, it doesn't have Mel Gibson, so it can't. The thing is,
please don't say that. That's awful.
When I was watching the trailer for The Materialist, I was just thinking any second, a minor chord is going to hit and the whole tone's going to shift. And it's he's really a murderer or something like that. And that also.
Yeah, there is no big twist that makes it I see why this was an A24 movie. I see from the point of in the way that this is a different type of rom-com that they're okay, they're doing something different. Maybe that's what they their twist take on it was, you know what I mean? But it doesn't feel like most A24 movies in any way that you would expect.
Yeah. Can we circle back to the Mel Gibson conversation? Because
obviously
happened in recent.
Obviously, the movie
we just don't,
What Women
Mel Gibson's
Want.
Been shitty for a while, yeah.
Oh. Obviously, the movie What Women Want is the North Star for rom-coms.
Gotcha.
I can't think of any other rom-com that he's in though. It's not like he's the one. Hugh Grant has been in many rom-coms.
I was gonna say, can you believe that What Women Want wasn't immediately on the top of my brain.
It's really surprising when you thought rom-com, you didn't think What Women Want. Yeah.
That was the only
20-year-old
one I could think of that had Mel Gibson in it, but the way you said it made me think like, oh, is there like a whole series of rom-coms with Mel Gibson that I don't remember?
What's funny is I think I went my brain went the other way. My brain went to, has there been something in the news this week about Mel Gibson doing something that I missed that this was applicable to?
So the deal is Mel Gibson was not an action star originally. Mel Gibson was thought of as like that, like a softer rom-com style character, and at some point in his career he made the transition to like action character, action hero, whatever. So
it was Braveheart.
Yeah, I think that's my understanding. That's my understanding is that
He
the
really
shift.
does know what women want,
No, I don't think that's true.
and it's
in
not
fact,
the Jews.
We're going there, aren't we?
And I feel like Mel Gibson went there.
Yeah, like Mel Gibson went there. That's for sure.
And he'll do it again.
Yeah.
He is. I think he is doing a sequel. I think he's doing a sequel to Passion of the Christ. I am not joking.
I think that's actually true. I heard about this and I was like, excuse me, what do you mean a sequel? Like, I think we know what happens next.
Back?
The Resurrection 2,
Sure.
Electric Boogaloo. They just kill him again. That's like ridiculous. Oh, I wonder if that was like an inspiration for Righteous Gemstones at all.
It might be very well.
But we'll never know. Anyway, so Materialist is out. Me and my friend Anna, who does Tales from Beyond the Galaxies podcast, and then is also the world's biggest Pedro Pascal fan. She wanted to do a review together on maybe later this week. So I think we will try and get together to do that, a little longer review of that movie and let you all know. And then last but not least, there's a new Dimension 20 season. I'm very excited about it. Cloudward Ho, it only has 2 episodes out, but I'm freaking in love with this so far. I do feel like it's the exact kind of thing I love, where it's like, a group of, strange weirdos create a found family and seek adventure. This is just the stuff that I really enjoy. I do particularly think the setting is a lot of fun. It's all steampunk, very like Disney's Atlantis is like the main thing that it like reminds me of. It just is really just a fun setting and just like ready for like so much fun and adventure. I love this kind of like silly, like very artificer heavy, very guns heavy kind of setting that they've created. It feels a bit different because their like fighting tactics are so different, and I'm just so excited to like see more of this season. And I don't know like exactly what's going on, but like something about this season just feels different watching it. Like everyone's really locked in a kind of different way. And I just feel like it's like really just something special is in the air happening, pun intended. And like, it's been a really fun season so far. I think we'll definitely have to check in later. I don't know if you guys have had a chance to watch with the first 2 episodes yet. Probably not, because you've been very busy. But so excited for this season.
Did they release the first 2 at the same time? Because when I went on to Dropout yesterday, I saw that it was. When does it release?
On Wednesdays.
Okay, so it came.
There are 2 episodes.
So it
started
already 2.5 weeks old.
Yes,
I thought it came out last week, and so when I saw 2 episodes, I thought, oh wow, they must have dropped the first 2 together.
Nope.
Okay, I have not watched it. I will. I have some time off coming up, and I will be partaking of those kinds of things.
It was pretty funny. I was texting my friend Tom about it in between like the first and second episode. I'm like, I can't wait for them to get into combat. I have so many, like, I want to know, like, oh, what subclasses are they? And like, well, how's this going to work? And like, they have a mech. I want to see how this works. And like, literally the whole next episode was combat. So I'm like, this just seems like a really great season. Like, I can't wait to see more of this. And yeah.
They tend to do that when they do the one episode is story driven and then the other episode. Do they have minis and things, or are they?
Yes, and the minis are really cool. So they have like the whole airship, and they have like slightly smaller than normal minis that are like sized to fit on the ship, I think. And then the way that they said it, I feel like they will have regular size minis for when they do things off of the ship and other stuff like that. But the set is really cool. There's some fun surprises like hidden inside of the set that have happened in these first 2 episodes that are really fun. It's just that thing where like they keep like leveling up the stuff that they're doing even like in the dome itself. Like there's a really fun part in the second episode where like they're in an airship, so like smaller like jets are sort of chasing them, and in the projection around them you see like the clouds and kind of the scaffolding of the ship, but you also see the shadows of the like biplanes as they're kind of whirring around the ship that they're fighting in. I'm like, that's just really nice stuff, like really really cool. I can't wait to see what else they're gonna pull out of the hat the rest of the season.
I need to clarify something.
For sure.
Now, obviously, Mel Gibson was in What Women Want.
Oh my God.
Okay.
That's true. But that whole
Undisputable facts.
But that whole story about
He was never supposed to be an action star.
all of that is
It was the other way around.
all of that is true about someone else, but not Mel Gibson. It's true about Bruce Willis. Bruce Willis.
I can kind of see why
when he
you
made
confuse
Die
them.
Hard, that was a surprise to see him in that action role because his stuff before that was not that type of character, and he
That makes sense.
transitioned into action star.
A little
It's
bit
funny
like Ryan
because
Reynolds.
now I definitely think of like Die Hard Bruce Willis as like
little
his,
bit like Ryan
his
Reynolds.
most iconic moment, you know?
Right, but he was not considered that type of leading man. So
What are the rom-coms Bruce
he
Willis?
he didn't make What Women Want, but he did become an action star. And Mel Gibson, however, has always tried to lean towards.
Well, in What Women
Drama.
Want, he was still trying to get action.
The first
Yeah.
article I see about it is 20 things wrong with Mel Gibson's character in What Women Want, or like 20 reasons why it's not What Women Want. I'm gonna break that down next time we.
10 Things I Hate About You, Mel Gibson. that's the name of it.
That's not...
No, it's
yeah, it's no.
I'm
it's-
going
it's an
down this
article
rabbit
about
hole
Mel
of
Gibson.
trying to think of
It's not
one
about a film.
rom-com with Bruce Willis, and apparently there are a bunch, but I haven't seen them.
They're
Counting
all-
the
'cause they're
Fifth
all
Element
old.
on this list, that is not. That's not.
when Harry met Sally, classic Billy
That's-
Crystal.
I'm gonna
was like,
I'm
this
gonna
is not him.
assume
Yeah.
the film Blind Date. Just kidding.
Yes.
He looks wide. The cover of that looks like he's bloody and his shirt is ripped off. Although it could have been a very good date.
They're putting
The best
the Look
dates
Who's
end
Talking
shirtless and
movies on here,
bloody.
but is he in them?
Did you say they're putting tacos here, but is he in them?
No, Look Who's Talking. Sorry.
Oh, look who's talking. Look who's talking, not tacos.
So Mackenzie just said something that I need to address.
I'm
And-
gonna like just reverse out of this. I'm going down
Yes.
a total rabbit
Okay.
hole.
so Mackenzie said this. She said
Yes.
you're gonna mansplain what women want, and then the crying laughing emoji, which reminds me of a bit that I heard last week. Some comedian was saying, he was telling a story about how he was saying something to his girlfriend, and she said, "Don't try to man explain this to me." And then he went,
Oh,
If he had actually corrected that, that would have just been like a sketch. Like
it would just been beautiful.
at least he knew.
Sorry, Lauren.
No, that was incredible. I'm pretty much done now. Anyway,
Okay.
keeping it short this week.
Okay. Well, we've got our work cut out for us in this next part. So that's going to be it for our Around the Table Up. Oh, wait a second. There was something that you said, Patrick, that I feel like you need to that we wanted to talk about. Shoot,
Okay.
what was it?
What
You
Women
brought
Want?
What? Yes.
What
What
Women
women, have we
Want?
talked enough about what women want?
Before
I
it
know
was
you've
the
been
Switch 2 that he was supposed to talk about.
I know, but there was something that you said. I was like, oh, Patrick, I can't believe he didn't bring that up. Why didn't
yeah,
we
that's
talk
crazy.
about that?
What could that have been?
Shoot, and I wanted to do it
Man, that
before we
could have
left
been
the Around the Table.
anything.
It's
Well.
just
I was like, I can remind you what he talked about.
this has nothing to do with you, Patrick. It was something you said that triggered my thought process.
You want to hear my impression of Duke Wesselton?
Yes,
I do.
Please, yeah.
Okay, I'll show you after, but you do your thing first.
We have been this past week. We have been watching. That we 2 weeks ago we rewatched all the Harry Potter films. That's just something that Becca wanted to do.
That was why you
one
made
of her
that reference
pregnancy
earlier.
cravings was to rewatch all the Harry Potter movies. So we did
I
that,
love
and
it.
then we watched the Harry Potter baking contest. Did you watch this on Max?
Yes, it's awesome. It was incredible. Like
It's
that
a
was
lot of
truly
fun.
like so impressive, the stuff they were making. I was truly floored with some of the things that they
Some
came
of the
up
people I don't love, but the sets are
with. It's
cool.
just very impressive.
And a lot of the work that's being done is really good. We have one episode left to finish that out, but that was all. I just wanted to bring up the fact that we rewatched Harry Potter, and Becca had never seen the final two. She had not seen.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Just
So she
how
didn't
did you,
know everything.
Becca? I need to know the story of why you just didn't watch the last movie.
That's a good question. I actually never asked her why she didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's like, I would just need to know what happens. It's the ending, you know? How could you resist?
Okay. That was all. Patrick, do your Duke of Weaseltown.
All right, up next, master categories.
You sounded just
Impeccable. Yeah.
Every episode, we talk about the dice we rolled the week before. Those dice give us our categories. We pick our topics based on, wouldn't you know it, those categories.
Amazing.
And so, Lauren, I would love to hear about this little thing that you're calling Alien Earth. What is
Sure.
What would you? How would you say is the words that you're going to talk about that?
All right. Yes, I've got this. So I got Future TV, and a trailer for this show just dropped this weekend. So I thought this would be fun to talk about. It also is a really, really good trailer, I thought. So Alien Earth is going to be the first TV series that takes place in the Alien universe. So like, xenomorphs.
Ever.
Yeah. Yep, they have all the movies in the world, no TV shows. So it looks pretty cool, though. It is going to be releasing on August 12th on FX and Hulu. I tend to like a lot of shows that FX does, so that's already like a tick. And then they got Noah Hawley to direct and write the show, which is a big tick in their direction. I am a huge fan of his. The other shows that he's known for are Legion and Fargo, of course. Neither of those are really like a big franchise show. Like, although they do kind of involve some other like property, they don't really like focus on that. This is one where like he will have to play by the rules of like it, like what the rules in Alien world are, not whatever he wants to do. Because like Legion is a show about X-Men secretly, but they didn't mention that in 3 seasons, so it's a very different type of story that they're telling. So there's only been one preview out so far. There's very little to like talk about with this show, other than kind of the official synopsis, which has been dropped, and I'll read that right now, which is 5 corporations, Prodigy, Weyland-Yutani, Lynch, Dynamic, and Threshold, wield the power of nations and proprietary advancements in technology to provide the promise of a new tomorrow. When a mysterious space vessel crash lands on Earth, a young woman and a ragtag group of tactical soldiers make a fateful discovery that put them face to face with the planet's greatest threat. Guess what? It looks like aliens. It did look like from the trailer that there is more than just aliens that they're going to have to deal with in the show, but it's kind of an interesting setup where like we know that this takes place 2 years before the first Alien movie, so the one with Ripley and everything, and then the spaceship with the aliens and other things are landing on Earth. So this will kind of change the trajectory of what's happening on Earth and why maybe people are heading out to space. So I think that's kind of a fun thing to think about. Highly recommend checking out the trailer. It looks really cool. None of the cast is people that like I'm super familiar with. Some of them I've seen in like other horror movies or small parts in other shows, but I tend to think that like Noah Hawley casts really well. Like Fargo is always kind of a weird collection of actors, but like whoever I don't know is always like, oh, like someone who becomes like on my list immediately afterwards. So I think like everything that this show is doing so far is set up to look cool and like be something that I'm interested in. It starts in just a couple months. They're going to drop the first 2 episodes to start with, and then they'll be coming out for the next few weeks after that. It just looks really fun and cool. Like Alien's always kind of a fun world to get into, and like there's just like a TV show version I think could be fun with like getting to spend more time in that situation. So it looks really fun.
Yeah.
All right.
Have you been a big fan of that world?
Yeah, I mean,
Like the
I'm not like
Alien-
the biggest
like the
fan. Like I've
Alien-
seen every
okay.
movie at least once or twice. Like I know the kind of lore that goes like between all of it. Not like by heart or anything, but like like I've seen the movie, so I remember what happens.
Okay. I don't think I've seen all the films. I know I haven't seen all the films.
I think the only one I haven't seen now is it like the new like Predator movie that's on Hulu, which I have on my list.
Is that the animated one?
Yeah, it looks really cool
Is
though.
it a movie or is it a series? I thought that it was a series.
It's a movie, but I think it's like 3 vignettes. Like so
Okay.
it's kind of like Love, Death and Robots type of thing where it's
Gotcha.
like 3 different animated stories.
The animation
like maybe
looks
what
really
if.
nice.
It looks
it's a
really cool.
nice,
My brother
unique-
said it's awesome. I wanted to like sit down and like watch it, and I just haven't been doing that the last few days. So,
Hey, speaking of your brother, do we have an update on his vampire movie?
you mean his like demon movie?
His demon movie.
Yeah,
Sure.
not out yet, but
He
they're
made
still
a
working on
vampire
it. Yeah.
movie.
Yes, he did.
So I'm not a total idiot, but
no.
yeah, I know it's not out yet. But do we have an update on like ETA? Do we know?
Not right now. They're still trying to get it sold, but it is like fully edited and everything, and they're trying to
And all
get
the
it into
visual
some
effects and stuff are
festivals
done?
and stuff. Yeah, music, everything has been added in now, so now it's off to try and get it into festivals. And see
Feel
what
free to
happens.
send us a screener. We'll check it out.
Yeah. I'm allowed to like watch it with you guys, but I'm not allowed to send you a link. So if we all get together,
Well, no,
I
yeah,
can
it would
show
be a
you.
master
Yeah.
of one screener.
Okay.
So you just
Yeah.
send it to. We are a press. Believe it or not, this is,
I know.
This is technically considered press. So we've been given screeners before. So yeah, I would love to see it and review.
Yeah,
the
it's really
movie.
great. So can't wait to show you guys.
If it comes to any local, and by local I even mean like Houston area, or San Antonio or Austin festivals or whatever, let me know. I'd love to go.
Trust me, as soon as it is available to watch, I will not shut up about it.
Nice.
Great.
But I'm very excited. So yeah, check out Damned If You Do whenever it comes out, and Alien Earth in August.
Cool.
That'll be it for me. Andrew, you want to go next?
Yeah, sure. So I got YouTube, and
YouTube.
If you are a keen observer, the last episode I told you what I was going to be talking about because I've been rewatching previous seasons of or series of, and been watching the current season or series of Taskmaster. So if you're unfamiliar with Taskmaster, we've talked about it on the show a couple of times over the last 11 years that we've been doing this show. But we're officially in year 11 now because we started in May of 2014. Yes. So we're in our 11th year now. But the show Taskmaster, I didn't realize that. So when I pulled it up to like give a more consolidated description of what the show is, do you know what this show style, that there is a genre for this show? Do you know what it's called, Patrick? Without looking it up, would you be able to?
No,
Okay.
I don't know what the genre is called.
And do you watch Taskmaster, Lauren? I'm trying to.
Oh yeah, are you
Okay.
kidding?
Okay.
Yeah.
I wasn't.
You
kidding.
guys are the ones who like told me about it first, or like
Yeah, it
I
was
remember Patrick
Patrick was the-
specifically. Yeah.
Patrick was the origin story for me.
Yes.
Anyway. But Taskmaster is a British comedy panel game.
Oh, yeah,
that's
that makes
that's a
sense.
genre in Britain that totally makes sense when you read it here. When you see all these other panel genre, like all these other
8 out of
panel-
10 cats, Big Fat Quiz of the Year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
anything
that's all
with
like that
James
stuff,
Carr. Like
yeah. Jimmy Carr, but sure.
oh, who's James?
James Acaster is on a season of
Yeah, I
Taskmaster.
know, but I thought his name was James Carr, whatever. Jimmy Carr. That makes more sense when you say it. It sounds righter. We'll go with what you're
It
saying.
does sound, yeah.
Check it out. Just look in the App Store, James Carr, and you'll be able to get the Breath of the Wild app. I can promise you.
You have at least as good of a chance as if you just search Breath of the Wild.
You are as close to getting the actual app.
Exactly.
But Taskmaster is a British comedy panel show, and it is 5 comedians. That's not always comedians who are participating. There's always at least 1 or 2 comedians, but sometimes they bring on straight people, like either people from government, political figures, or general entertainment people, professors from time to time, that kind of
You
stuff.
said straight people, and I was like, not everyone on the show is gay.
It's funny that you're saying that because I'm actually going to bring something up.
It is Pride Month, okay?
It is Pride Month. No, but like it's not all comedians every series. I'm gonna say series because that's what they call it. But when I say that, I'm talking about seasons here in the States. But they're on season. Dang it! I literally just I just undid what I said. They're on series 19, which means they've done 18 before this.
Oh my gosh. That's
you
how
how-
that works?
just explain
Unlike
how
if
numbers
this was
work.
an Apple product and it would go from like 8 to 10
To 26.
to
Now 26.
to X to 360.
But they also do. I say that because they also, instead of just doing series, they also do one-off episodes.
Yes.
They don't do them every year, but they do. They have begun like a newer tradition of doing a New Year's Day episode where it's
and
like
those tend to not have comedians. Those tend to be more of
diverse.
Yeah, but just like again, political figures and things like that. Yeah.
And actors and actresses who may be like more like B level actors and actresses, or they maybe they're A level but over in the UK.
Mm-hmm.
But this show is exactly what it kind of sounds like. There is a taskmaster who gives people these tasks. Each episode consists of maybe 4 or 5 tasks that they have to complete, and these tasks are usually they range everywhere from super straightforward to the most convoluted that you can imagine. And the most beautiful thing about this show, one of the most beautiful things about this show is the level of flexibility in which you do it. Most of these shows that you watch, these competition shows, it is a competition show. Most of these competition shows that you watch, that everything has to be done a specific way, and that's the only way. And the guidelines are so strict, and the guardrails are so high that you have to just kind of stay on the track. This show is the exact opposite. If they will give you, a lot of times someone will say, "Can I do?" After they've read the task out, they'll ask Alex Horn, who is kind of the co-host of the show. He's really the host, but he plays as the co-host of the show. They'll ask Alex, like, "Can I do this?" And he'll say, everything's in the task. Like, everything's written in the task. Anything outside of that, you can, whatever you deem is appropriate or necessary or would be fun to accomplish what the task is, they are amiable to it. Like, totally, they'll let you do whatever. To Alex's own detriment at times. There's been episodes where Alex has gotten naked because they needed him to get naked to accomplish the thing that they're trying to do.
They didn't need him to, but they chose to go that direction.
Him, yeah.
And
yes.
he will basically go along with anything.
He will go along with just about anything. This show, each episode will have 4 or 5 of these tasks. Each task is point driven, so you can get from 1 to 5 points if you complete the task. If you are unable to complete the task or you get disqualified, you can get 0 points. But then they tally up your points. There's a winner of each episode, and then those points carry over for the remainder of the series. And you get, I don't know, how many episodes are in a series? Like 8 or 10?
Yes, yeah, something like that.
And then there's a winner to the entire series, and they win a special bust of Greg's head. Greg Davies is
Davies, yeah.
Davies.
Yeah.
I never know if it's Davis or Davies, and I'm just hearing it with an accent, and it's actually Davis. I say that because I listened to before I saw the movies. I listened to the audiobook of The Hunger Games, and they kept calling, and it was an English reader, and they kept calling him PETA, and I thought his name was Peter, and it was just being. I thought he was just reading the name Peter, but with an English accent, and so I was talking about it one time and said Peter, and they were like, "Who is Peter?" He's a pretty big character in this book. You must not have read it. So anyway, Greg Davies is the taskmaster, and he's the one who gets to assign the points and give out the points, and you win a bust of his head if you win the series. So I say all that. Watch the show; it's incredibly funny. You can watch all episodes of it on YouTube for free. You don't have to have like YouTube Premium or anything. And there's lots to watch because, like I said, we're 18 full series in. Plus, we're halfway through series 19. To say, this year is we have, in addition to a wide variety of different actors and actresses and comedians, we have Jason Mantzoukas on. And I have a little bit to talk about with this. So one of the things I love about this show is the diversity of it. You'll see, and Patrick, you and I talked about this a little bit when we were together last week, but you'll see people with physical handicaps. You'll see people with various degrees of disabilities on the show, and they get treated autism
or
cerebral palsy, and they get treated just like everybody else. And one thing I love about the show is there are some things that they do to help them with accessibility, but otherwise they don't hold back any punch. They don't pull any punches when it comes to the jokes when they are bantering back and forth. And I love the diversity that you see and the inclusion that you see with this show. You don't see as much of that in the States, and if you do see it in the States, a lot of times that gets like the headline. The headline is "Look who we're including," right? And it's like a thing, for a pat on the back. Whereas this show, it gets totally, it's just normal. It's normal to see that.
That was on Great British Bake Off. There was a contestant who had like a disability where she was missing several fingers. They never actually said that on the show. I was rewatching it with someone and I was like, wait, what is going on with her hand? And had to pause and to like try and figure it out. They never actually said it on the show that anything was wrong with her. And I didn't even notice the first time that I watched.
Yeah. And that's what I do love that. I think that's the best way to normalize diversity.
Yeah.
is to not be like, is to have
just treat them like everyone else.
Have inclusion for the sake of inclusion, not inclusion for the sake of spotlight. But what I love about it too, the woman who they had on, I don't remember what series it was. I've been like binge watching all of these. So this was just last week I was watching it. But one of the seasons had someone with cerebral palsy, and so for part of that, because she has a physical impairment, she needed Alex to actually press switches and do things. Rosie Jones, is that her name?
Yeah, Rosie Jones.
Rosie Jones. She needed Alex to help her with actual cutting the wires for this particular task. And it was a timed task. And so she told him, cut the blue wire. And then he hesitated. And so the time ran out. And so they were saying that she didn't complete the task. And she said, I have cerebral palsy and oh crap, what did she say? I have cerebral palsy and my biggest disability is having to work with this piece of shit. And I love that. I love the comedy that they bring to that. And so anyway, I actually think it's an incredibly wholesome show when you take in all of what's happening. I love the levity of it. I love the creativity of it, how people get to completing these tasks. I love all of that. Jason,
I think it's one of the most joyful shows that exists because it's just funny and silly and there's no real stakes. The most you could win is a
bust of
gold plated statue. You know what I mean? And it's just it's more about making each other laugh, and I think you can feel that through all the challenges.
So let me give you my B.
But
I say all of that. Here's the but. I love Jason Mantzoukas. I've loved him ever since I saw him on The League. I've watched
that's what I was
the
thinking
stuff
of
that he did in not Parks and Recreation. What is it? Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
I always think of him from The League. He's in Invincible.
Yeah. I love Jason Mantzoukas. I think he's great. I don't love how he is portraying Americans. So he's the only American in another.
I think it's just
European.
him.
Yes, he is just him, but he is the American representation on this show, and I don't love
the chanting.
What?
I'd be fine if he just stopped the chanting.
And he brings it up all the time. He brings up all the time how he is the bridge to European and American relations. And I don't love it. I don't like how I'm being represented. It's not quite as extreme. I'm going to go on record and saying it's not the exact same thing, but it's like when you have a president that I'm not going to say names that you may or may not agree with, and they do things, and you have to say, "Yeah, I didn't vote for that." Right? That.
Except I feel like he's leaning into the stereotype to be funny.
I get that, but I don't think it's funny. That's my point is, it's too real right now because we have a presidency right now that is the perception anyway is it's very aggressive, very very pokey,
anti-outsider,
very anti-outsider, very much like
Yeah.
do what I say, do what I do, or you're gonna get it. And Jason going in and literally destroying things, like literally breaking the set under the guise of I'm here to do this and this is what I'm here to do. I don't love it. I wish that I could enjoy him, but it brings me some anxiety when I watch him. The further we get along in the series, I think, okay, just cool it. I had some issues with Fatia early on because she would just not play some of the games, and I don't love it when people just don't play games.
My favorite thing though is that she doesn't try when it's like actually time to do it, but she defends herself so hard. Like, it's so hilarious.
I've actually grown to like Fatia as the season has gone on. I have grown to dislike Jason as the series has gone on. So anyway, I just needed to say that publicly. I needed to say publicly, I don't condone how Jason is playing the game. I think he's super smart. I think he's super creative. I think he's super funny. But I wish he would change the one beat joke that he's been hitting every episode, which is America versus England, and this is what Americans do. Like, it's not what we all do. So like, for those who are watching, I don't love how I'm being represented right now.
I like Manzuka's comedy. Sometimes it comes across as insecurity because the way he plays is, and I think he kind of revealed this in the latest episode, he is genuinely trying hard.
Yes.
But the second he realizes, oh, I just messed up and that's going to keep me from doing well, he switches into burn the place down mode.
Yes, I'm going to burn it down.
Which can come across as insecure, and then like when you have the chanting, like you do one thing well and you just start chanting like USA and stuff like that. I get what he's doing. He is playing into a stereotype. I was cringing pretty hard at the moments. Now, in terms of I don't know. There is this game within the game of how much can you make Alex's life miserable.
Yes.
And I think a lot of contestants play it. And so from that standpoint, I don't think what Mantzoukas is doing is necessarily worse than what someone else is doing.
No, I don't. I don't. But it's not so much what he's doing to Alex, or like I think there's the.
But I agree that like over the course of the season, I think Matthew's probably my favorite player this season.
Same.
And I think Fatia has grown on me this season for sure.
I love everyone. I don't.
I think it's a good. I think it's a good cast. Like
I agree.
The cast is a real make or break for the quality of the season. Like it's not the tasks,
right?
It's the cast. And this is a good cast.
What cast do you not like? I know I haven't watched every episode, but I've never felt like, oh, I don't like this cast.
I'll pull up. I will pull up some casts.
I don't know the people's names. That's hard for me. Like I could tell you their face, but it's hard for me. I don't remember names. And I've been binge watching them, so like I'll watch a whole season together. Becca will walk in and she'll be like, "I thought so and so was on this show," and I'm like, I watched that season yesterday. Like I've been watching them. I
was like, yes, but that was yesterday.
I love it. I think it's a great show. I think you should absolutely watch it, and not even for the reasons why maybe most people would talk about it, which is the comedy. I do think it's very funny. It stretches your mind as an American who has lived their whole life in America and enjoys comedy. It's a different style and a different brand of comedy than what you're used to. And I think it broadens your spectrum when it comes to comedy. But then also for all the reasons I listed earlier, I do think it's an incredible show when it comes to the idea of inclusion and diversity and doing it the right way. And so if you've not watched Taskmaster, give it a shot. And let me know what you think about Jason Mantzoukas. All right, Patrick, why don't you close us out? Close up shop.
All right, I'm looking just through cast photos of seasons.
I'm just curious.
And
I think Matthew is going to win this season.
Season 15.
Yeah, I mean, he's pretty far ahead.
Season 15 wasn't my favorite cast. Actually, there's like a string of them. Like I didn't really like the 15 cast. I don't remember much about Series 12, although I do like Guz or Goose, but I don't remember much about that series. I
got first introduced to James Acaster on this show.
Season 17 I've watched like none of, and season 18 I've watched basically none of. So I can't speak to those, but I do like 19. So I think it's primarily the COVID seasons I didn't vibe with.
So Rosie Jones was in the last season. She was in season 18.
Yeah, in season 18, I haven't really watched. I
think you
know
should
who
watch
Rosie
it.
Jones is because she pops up on other panel shows, but
There is on that season, you will love the. I mean, okay. Andy Zaltzman. Are you familiar with Andy Zaltzman?
no, who's Andy Zaltzman?
Okay, he is a comedian, and he says he's a comedian and statistician. He's a numbers guy, but
Yeah.
there are so many cool tasks in season 18, and Andy Zaltzman is such a fun guy to watch. And then there is another guy, Jack D, who I think you will love, Patrick. Season 18, I think, is my favorite so far.
Okay, fair enough.
Oh, wow.
All right, past fashion. This is a topic that has come up because it's thrown me into a bit of a crisis mode. Before I get into my crisis, Andrew, did you have something that I'm supposed to visit, or are you saving that for the end of the show?
Yeah, I do think something that you should visit, and is what I was trying to think of earlier. Patrick, you left out a pretty big note and a pretty big statement for
I'm
this
getting
show.
married. No, what did I leave out?
Patrick and Mackenzie are marrying someone else. they're adding a third.
It's your dream, Lauren.
Yeah.
It's coming true. A24
I've
is not going
waited
to do
for
it.
this
I'll do
day
it.
for so long. Look at my ring now.
Patrick has read a book since last we talked.
Does it count as reading a book?
It's an audiobook. You went through it.
It's an audiobook.
You
Was it-
you
okay.
took in the
I don't know if
content
it's-
of a book.
This is a little less exciting, but I am proud of you for
He doesn't
See?
enjoying the
It
content
is
of a
less
book. This doesn't
exciting.
count as reading a book because Patrick.
It does count as reading a book.
I understand what you're saying. For you, Andrew, I would count this. For Patrick, I do not.
Why?
Because, like, yes, technically it is like getting the same benefit as reading a book, but you do read books regularly, so you do not need to read
Yeah.
a book the way that Patrick does.
I was laying in bed 2 nights ago, I think, and I was listening to. So I read the first in Dungeon Crawler Dave, and then I'm Dungeon Crawler.
I feel like you combined Dave the
Chris.
Diver
I
Dungeon
regret-
Crawler
I regret
Carl,
bringing
and I'm
this
so
up.
happy.
Carl.
I'm
Carl.
never so happy.
Stop. We'll cut. I was so proud of him, and now it's like watching your kindergartner walk up on stage for his solo, and he
doesn't-
just throws up and poops his pants. That's what it feels like.
Just top step, trips, falls. Carl. I meant Carl. And I'm like 8 chapters into the second book right now, but I was laying in bed listening to it, laying in bed. Beside Mackenzie. She obviously doesn't. She stopped paying attention a while ago. And Mackenzie's like, you could we could buy that on like you could download it on my Kindle and you could read it. I was like, why would I do that? Like, I'm not listening to it.
Wait, there's words I can read?
The whole time I'm listening to this, I'm just thinking, like, someone dropped this series so I can stop reading this or listening to it and just start watching it.
I was going to
So
say, you're
come
waiting
out,
for the
right?
TV show. But it's
I
good,
am.
right?
No, it is super good. It is super good. I had to get. I think I told you the first like 3 chapters or so. If you're familiar with like MMOs, then there's a lot of time where you're just the people reading have to get up to speed with what's happening, but you kind of already have like an understanding or intuition about it. So I wasn't a big fan of the first like 3 chapters of the first book, but then once you start getting in and some action starts happening and it's really enjoyable. And then on top of that, it's legitimately funny. Like.
Yes.
I just find myself saying new achievement like during the day. Yeah, exactly. But it is really enjoyable. And book 2 is for sure holding up against book 1 so far. But I know you're like 4 books in or something like that, Andrew.
I'm about a third of the way through book 5, and the story. I was afraid it was going to be like anthological, where like when a level ends or when a world,
world collapses,
collapses,
or level collapses,
that there's like a whole new thing. While there is new setup to that, how that next world works, the main story continues. And so now that we're in book 5, there's real stakes. There's real stuff where you're like, okay, there's stuff happening. And so it definitely holds up. I mean, it's like 47,000 reviews and it's got a 4.9.
I will also throw in that I've tried to buy this at 2 different bookstores and it's been sold out. So I have
wanna
tried
point
to
out-
get a hold of it. I just haven't found
trying to
it.
get
If you search Dungeon Crawler Dave, you will still find this book.
I'm
you
just so happy
search-
because I'm positive
if
you combine
you
Dave the
search-
Diver with that. Like,
Breath of the Wild, you will not find the Switch app. Okay,
What you're saying-
or
You were
Zelda's
closer-
Companion.
You were closer
Yes.
in being wrong than I was. Yeah. I get
My
it.
information would have still got you to where you needed to go.
Also, there's no way this episode can't be called Dungeon Crawler Dave at this point.
that is exactly what I called it. I was trying to think of what it would be called.
There's
no
no
one
way.
came. Okay,
With no
but
hesitation.
I am enjoying it. I'm enjoying it. We're taking a road trip in a couple weeks, and I'm so pumped because I know that I'll be able to get through the rest of this book and start on the
Yeah.
next one.
Allocated time that can be spent. Yeah.
And
So anyway,
Mackenzie,
the world.
Mackenzie lets me dominate the car audio because she feels like, wow, he's reading.
This is good for
He's
him.
really doing it, Peter.
It's like sliding broccoli into your mac and cheese.
Yeah. So I can just listen to this as long as I want to. Okay. So past fashion. This gave me a crisis, not identity crisis. I know who I am, and I have really strong convictions about that. But Crocs, the shoes. Crocs were does anybody want to wager a guess of when they were created? When the first shoe released?
Okay.
What
okay.
year?
Hang on.
I don't know.
I'm gonna say 19.
No.
2000.
Sure.
Because if it was 18,
I feel like it was
Wow.
around the same
I'm
time
like
as
way
Shrek.
off. So 2000
Yeah.
and 2000 and it's got to be early. 2000.
I'm gonna say 3.
4.
2002.
Oh,
2002.
I was
So
very close.
right there on the bubble. Okay. So
closer.
Well, because you round down in,
That's
in
just so
even
fun. Yeah,
numbers.
yeah. It's okay.
and
Whatever
here's
makes
what
you feel
happened.
better.
I remember Crocs. I remember when I remember 2002.
Dungeon
barely.
Crawler Croc. Yep.
I remember Crocs being a thing. They were popular. They disappeared. And for probably 15 years or so, Crocs were no longer a thing. People, I'm not saying that people weren't buying them, but nobody that fashionable was buying them. And this was about a 15-year period. And from a sales perspective, I mean, their sales dropped off like 50% or something like that.
People
For
were only
whatever
buying
reason,
the left shoe.
only left shoe.
That's a good joke. I don't care who you are.
It's not a good joke.
It's great.
But there was a resurgence that began happening in the late 20-teens, has continued through COVID times, and now Crocs are massive.
Mm-hmm.
And initially in my mind, I was thinking about this in terms of, it was popular, popularity waned, but now it's a little bit more popular. But then it occurs to me that when you're talking about a 15-year gap for something, and especially we're talking about 23 years post the release of the shoe, we start getting in the territory of like cyclical trend.
Mm-hmm.
The same thing is like growing up, I thought my parents' clothes were cool from when they were in high school, when I was in high school. You start getting that territory. And that realization that this may be one of the first examples of something that was popular when I was in school now being popular for a new generation in school was just a bit of like a mind-blowing moment. Yes, Andrew. How many Crocs does your son own?
He has Croc adjacent shoes.
Okay.
Like the Croc slider things. They're not actual Crocs. They're like the same material, that like smushy rubber material.
Which
I was going to say, it also with the Crocs, the cyclical thing, Jinkos, big baggy Jinko cargo pants are now back as well from when we were that age.
which is crazy. By the way, Crocs are made out of cross-light, but I think the material changed slightly in the last couple of years, and I'll tell you why I know that, but I want to give you a couple facts about Crocs real quick. Number one, Crocs were initially created for what... you want me to ask you this as like a question?
Yeah,
I can ask
'cause
you this as a question.
I want to guess. Yeah.
What industry? Why were Crocs initially created?
I'm gonna
I
say
know they're very popular for like nurses and chefs. So
I would say either nurse. Yeah, I would say either
hospitality?
for doctors or for food industry. I'm gonna say doctors.
I'll say food industry just for fun.
You're almost right because the word dock is in there, but it was created for the boating industry.
Oh, that was
so these were
the other
shoes.
guess. Just
That
They were
water
supposed to have
shoes.
a lot of grip. which is funny because people will talk about, oh, you're running in Crocs. Although in fairness, they're not like tennis shoes, but
well,
they're supposed
they
to have a
sport,
lot of grip.
strap now, so you know they.
Yeah. And I'm assuming it's water resistant, things like that. So boating industry. Do you know? So second question: how many holes a Croc has?
Does it
12.
Is it determined by the size, or is it every
No,
size
it's the same number.
Okay, so the holes change size.
It's the same number. That's what I've been told.
No, because they make the little thingies that pop in there. They
Right.
are
The giblets. Just
yeah.
kidding, gibbets, whatever they're called. But my understanding is Crocs have the
have
same
the
number.
same
Now,
number.
I
Okay.
can't speak to baby
No, that's-
Crocs,
I'm gonna say 12.
but I'm just
12.
saying.
Not since that restraining order. I'm gonna say 20.
13.
Dang it, Lauren! The heck? What do you?
Just one away
like-
every
How many pairs of
time.
Crocs
Good.
do you own?
And
I've only
then-
worn one once when I was forced to.
And then the last bit of information:
that
are
later.
Crocs edible?
I hope
Yes,
not.
They are edible.
But because you're asking this question, I believe the answer is yes.
They are edible. We've talked about this.
They're not edible.
Son of a
Here's
gun.
the thing. There is a rumor. There
Mad
is
at you.
there
You
is
set
a
me up for that.
rumor.
That's one of the stupidest things. Why did I think that would be true? Because
There is a rumor that started
fell for it.
decades ago, like 2
I've
decades
never
ago,
heard
that
this
they
rumor
were,
ever.
they were edible. And if you look up the material that they're made out of, like I said, it used to be Crosslight. I think it's a slightly different material now, but it's primarily generated from like hay. Or it's like generated from these like biodegradable, safe materials. And there are people that have actually boiled and eaten Crocs. And it's all based on, again, this
Yeah.
rumor that was started like 20 years ago. So the idea of eating Crocs, if you are to search it, a lot of places will say you can eat Crocs. They are safe to eat, etc. But the reality is there is nothing official from Crocs that has ever claimed or stated
not a
that they are
selling-
safe to eat.
It's not a selling feature.
It's not
And
a
just
selling
like
point.
Play-Doh is also edible in that it's not
Yeah, like
toxic,
technically.
but
Right.
you're not going to want to eat it. Like it's not. It's
It
not
will
like food.
probably
It doesn't
come back
taste
out of your
good.
body
Yeah.
before
Yeah.
you die. But there's no reason to eat it. But you can find videos on YouTube of people boiling and eating Crocs to prove it. And again, it is widely circulated. But no,
We all
nothing officially saying
agree
that
though
they're safe to eat.
that was a setup for me to look like an idiot. Yeah.
100%. And I would do it again. It reminds Alex of,
It was worth it. It
reminds
was
me of
so
Alex,
funny.
like what did he say? That was almost 3 words?
Yeah.
Whatever.
He said it was nearly 3 words, and he said, well, it was 2.
Yeah. Oh, well, fair enough. Fair enough. So Crocs. Crocs are the past trend that is coming back. They're
true.
actually continuing to grow. And the reason to your point, the reason it feels like they're big in the medical industry is because they did have a huge surge in the medical industry. They have now been rated by the whatever the podiatrist organization is to actually treat some foot issues. And then they are worn in the medical industry. They do have special certified Crocs to be worn by doctors and nurses. And
They have
The
to have
other
like a doctor degree.
well, they
special
do
Crocs.
have to have certain types of enclosures to prevent
Oh,
like
that makes more sense.
yeah.
They don't have
so-
the holes
so
in them.
there are certain things that they have to match. And then on top of that, the other belief is that part of what helped them surge in popularity was that people were looking for more comfortable but slip-on shoes to wear around the house during COVID and work at home. That has continued since then. So it's a combination of medical industry, it's a combination of work at home, and then it's a combination of some big endorsements from celebrities as they've now had a resurgence. So they do continue to grow, but it'll be interesting to see if in another 15 or 20 years they're big again with another generation, and maybe these are our bell bottoms. Maybe
telling you.
every
Crocs are our
15
bell
years
bottoms.
we're
Listen,
just going to see
yikes.
them come back.
Listen,
Sad.
that's the thing. Going into going shopping with Cooper, the stuff that Cooper wears now is stuff I would never wear now, but it's stuff that I wore when I was his age.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
baggy t-shirts, baggy jeans, and like slip-on shoes. Like totally. It's crazy to me.
Listen, I have a lot of
These
stock
crazy
in puka
kids.
shell necklaces.
Yeah.
If those ever get big, I'm going to make a lot of money. So
Yeah.
that's the
I
one
have
I'm
a-
waiting for. What were the wooden necklaces that were like dowels?
My guy,
Bro.
do I
My
know?
guy.
Do I know?
Bro.
Do you know how many I
Come on.
had?
I would still wear those.
I grew up in Florida, so yes, that and hemp necklaces and anklets.
Oh, yes.
And
Yes.
What was the
bracelets.
name for those? What was the name for the wood ones? Did they have like a
I don't remember what
They
those
were
are called.
they were bead necklaces.
it was
I
like
think
yeah, 'cause,
leather
like the
cuffs
long
were
wooden
also
beads.
like very popular.
I remember.
then.
Oh my gosh, I
Yeah.
have some leather cuffs,
Yeah.
snap-ons. I never had any
Yep,
of the
yep,
tie
yep.
ones because I was right-handed and I couldn't tie it onto my left or tie it on with my left hand. But I had the.
Well,
I had
next
a-
time I
Very
get past
popular.
fashion, I'm
Yeah.
just gonna put the stake in the ground now. I will talk about the origin of
Crocs.
the outfit for the Canadian singer Skater Boy. What's her name?
Avril Lavigne.
Avril Lavigne. Well, that's what we'll do next
The
one is
history
Avril
of her
Lavigne.
outfit.
The history
Outfit
of her
origin.
outfit would be to say
Yes.
that is the history of my high school.
Yeah, it's called
That's true,
Hot
too.
Topic.
Yeah, Hot Topic is the origin. It's a 30
It is a really good. It's a very good story, and I implore you to not look it up, so that way I have something that I can teach you next time I get
Next
fashion.
time.
Keep that on
So-
the
Yeah.
so that
Keep it in
whatever
the
he
archive.
rolls, it's just gonna happen to also be
Yeah, you know.
past fashion.
Hopefully,
oh,
you
you
get.
rolled 17. Okay, well it's past
Yeah.
fashion.
Well, let's see. Let's see.
Anyway. Well, let's roll then. Let's roll
Yeah,
and see if I
let's
can
roll
get
it
it
up.
again.
Let's roll to figure out what our categories are next time.
All right.
Did I show you the newer, smaller dice tower that I've been rolling these in?
No.
I don't. No, I think you showed us the bigger version.
The
It's
bigger-
like a
the black
aluminum
one?
bar.
Very
This
nice.
is technically Becca's dice tower.
It looks like Isengard.
It's such a pretty color. Anyway.
10-2.
10. Oh, it's fashion again. No, I'm just kidding. You got books, so you're gonna have to read a book.
Son of a gun.
Dungeon Crawler Dave.
Yeah, I can't wait to. Well, you should be done with book 2 by next week. So that's. or by
I will
next
be
time.
done with book 2 maybe.
That'll be good.
All right, I got a 12, so that's TV again.
I
And
got
a
a
3, so future
19
TV again. Okay, 19.
and 2.
You got architecture.
I need to say one thing. In Dungeon Crawler, Carl,
Dave.
do you remember the character of the Babka?
Yeah, Mordecai.
Mordecai's not the Babka. The Babka is the one that serves food inside the safe houses.
Oh no, I don't.
Okay.
Because
But he's the
doesn't-
guy that makes in book 1 and book 2, he's the one that like cooks all the meals.
yeah, he doesn't have a big role after that, so I don't remember.
Well, that's fine. But the
Yeah.
point is they refer to him as a Babka, which I'm assuming
Yes.
is like a race or something like that.
Yeah.
His voice,
Type of
I always picture Andrew Kolb doing that voice. And every time I hear it, I
Oh,
just think of
yeah.
Andrew Kolb. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of characters as you go through that you can feel like, oh, Kolb would kill this. Like,
That's
this would
so
be,
funny.
It would be a fun scenario to play D&D in. Honestly.
It would be great. But if Kolb hasn't read those books, I mean, I feel like he's the target demographic.
So
talked
I sent,
to him
I
about
sent
it,
a
yeah.
text to Lauren, to Andrew Kolb, and to Will Trurin. Will laughed at me because apparently Will doesn't read books, which is crazy because he's a professor, but that's fine. And then Lauren said that she had heard of it. Right, you had heard of it prior, and then Kolb said it was already on his list that he would stop and he would finish what he's reading now, but he would go and pick it up because
I keep looking for it, but I have not found it yet. So
And then he
Audiobook.
proceeded to ask why if
Boring.
there was a reason why you weren't on the thread, if it was accidental or not. And I said, yeah, Patrick doesn't read books.
He asked about me? He asked about me?
He did, yeah,
Aw.
he did.
My heart grew 3 sizes this day.
This day,
Also, I should go to a heart doctor.
yeah.
that is extreme heart growth.
Yeah.
All right. We on that note, we are going to get out of this episode. You can find show notes and links to the stuff we talked about over at mof1.network. While you're there, you can find just a whole slew of other episodes in the archive. Grab one, share it on social media, and say, hey, listen to this thing. I enjoy it, and I think you will too. It's amazing what sharing that stuff can do and be helpful. So go ahead and do that. Join the conversation in Slack. You can see the Slack icon on our webpage, just that little hashtag logo. Click on that. join the conversation in there. There's stuff all the time about all sorts of different topics. We have a bunch of different channels. We have book talk.
Bok talk.
Bok.
On there, as well as Disney, a channel for Disney, and just
Talking about movies today.
jobs, work in progress. We have sharing the work that you're doing and getting feedback. We have all sorts of channels, so join us in there to chat with us throughout the week, and then follow us on social media. And that's all. We're at MB1 Podcast. You can find me at Andrew Sale with 3s instead of E's.
You can find me at Not Cool Co everywhere.
And Patrick, you.
And you can find me at Iridescent Glitter Clog.
Is that the one you're looking at? Right? Is that
That's the most beautiful
that's the
croc.
you're looking at?
I'm
right
literally
Yeah.
counting the holes right now.
now? That's great.
Make
On
sure
that
it's the right
note,
number.
We will get out of here. I'm Andrew.
I'm Lauren.
I'm Patrick.
See you next time.
Adios.
Bye. Oh, I meant to say Tyler Thorney was this week and Clark Orr is the next hot seat.
Yeah,
Yes.
I missed it.
those are also.
pasted-
My opportunity's gone. I have no way of editing this into the episode.
Never.
It's gone.
Jedi. I did have it on my list, but the around the table was going a little long, so I decided to cut it.
We can talk about it next time.
Yeah, we can chat about it next time. I just would just want us as a group to talk about that. Talk about like the feedback that he got on his portfolio, and talk about portfolio feedback in general, and what to take in, and whether something is helpful or just cutthroat.
This
or
is the wrong
ruthless.
music
So,
for this moment.
No, it's great. So I want us to talk about it and have a nice full discussion. So that's why I punted it. So
It side note, just because I enjoy saying things out loud and then never having to be accountable for anything that I say, it could be fun to do some live portfolio reviews.
Oh, totally. Yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah. This is true. Hey, Andrew,
Yes,
Yeah.
Becca as well, but I'm just happy to be looking at Andrew.
it's true.
Best of luck this week.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm so excited for you guys.
Next time, Lauren, I assume you'll be here to cut the cord.
Yeah. Driving in just for that.
Patrick
Ugh.
can't make it because he's that far away, but you live in Houston, so it's not really.
I would either pass out or throw up.
I have a story to tell you off air. All right.
My dad, I am a product of my
Parents? Like, what?
yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
I was like,
he
uh-oh.
also fainted. So it would be he
Oh.
also fainted during he didn't give birth, but during a childbirth.
You come
So
by it
I'm-
honestly. is what
A
you're saying.
childbirth.
Yeah. So I'm just saying that I get that. That's passed down to me.
Yeah. You have to complete the cycle.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
I'll
my inherited generational sin.
wait. Nice. That's a Christian thing. Lauren
Welcome,
doesn't
everybody.
Get that because Lauren's
Insider
Jewish.
language.
It's okay.
She's Jewish. She thinks that Jesus was only here once.
She does all the food things though, right? You do all the meals though, correct?
Like I know how to like cook all the good Jewish food.
Yes. And you also make the what? Uh-oh.
She muted herself and got scared. She's scared.
Oh no, I think everything just broke.
The look on her face. What timing? Now, if
Yeah.
we've ever wanted to say something about Lauren and not get her response, now is the time.
No, I think she
don't
figured
know
it out.
what happened.
Okay.
That was wild.
I don't know what happened. Yes, it literally just all shut down. I didn't do anything. But yeah, I know how to cook some good Jewish food.
Okay.
But yes, Jewish food.
Yes, that's what we're talking about.
All right, everybody. Until next time, be good to people. Just treat people how you'd like to be treated.
Yeah.
Be
That's just a
excellent to each
pretty-
other.
You know.
Unless they
Just-
don't deserve it. Bye, everybody.
See ya.
Bye.